Can't tell if it's working. I got no video. Hello, hello, hello. Hopefully this is working now. I don't know what's going on. I may have to start and restart everything and see if I can get it playing properly because now it's just I'm just getting a spin. Oh, there it goes. Maybe it's working now. Oh, doesn't say anybody's watching, so there's a couple second delay. But I just wanted to do a quick video. I hadn't done one in a couple of days, so I wanted to get a video out and say hi to everybody. And this is some trying times right now. We're dealing with self-isolation. I am fortunate enough to work for a good company, and I can work remotely. I'm supposed to be getting a letter sometime tonight, although I haven't seen it yet, uh, saying that I can drive the streets and I can go into work because I'm IT, so I'm essential personnel basically to keep the computers running at work and everything. We have I support just over 600 users. I'm a senior desktop technician for a major energy company up here in Duluth. And so we're luckily we're able to keep working, so I haven't lost my job or anything like that, at least not yet. And I think, according to my boss and my upper management, there's no reason to worry, at least not at this point. I know a lot of people have been laid off, and obviously with businesses being closed and stuff like that, it's kind of sucky right now. All I can say is keep the faith, brothers and sisters. It will get better. Practice that self isolation. Stay indoors as much as possible. I know it sucks, especially now that the weather is getting nice. It was gorgeous today, and it was everything I could do to stay inside. I wanted to be outside. I did go into the office and work for 3/4 of the day, and then I came home and finished out the day at home. And then Monday, actually tonight at midnight, Duluth starts its lockdown, as I guess we're calling it. A little sweet tea, keep the old throat lubricated. I've been fighting a cold, as some of you know, and that's no fun for sure. Um, uh, Fighting the cold and dealing with life 101, but everything's going well. I wanted to just do a sit and chat. Maybe everybody else is bored or sitting at home, and I wanted to just talk about games. I was lucky enough that I had pre-ordered on Amazon the Game Master's Guide. We're going to start hopefully running our game online until things calm down or get better. So I'm hoping that that works out really well. We're just going to use Discord, and hopefully all the players can make it. And then hopefully we'll have fun. This has got, if you're a GM, if you're a new GM, I think this book is especially useful. If you're a veteran GM, I think it's even more useful. Reason being is when you tend to GM, I've been GMing for 30 years. When you GM, you develop habits just like anything else. Anything you do on a daily basis or semi-regular basis, you develop habits. And those habits can be good, they can be indifferent, or they can be bad. And we all develop bad habits, especially in GMing. Um, and it's just how you deal with them and how you recover from them and so on and so forth. This has got a lot of great information in it, a lot of good advice, not so much advice, but just different ways to do things. I don't want to call it advice because I don't believe there's any advice in here. I believe it's all just like rules and different options, variant rules, NPC gallery, game mastery basics. Really good. Chapter 1, I think, is an essential reading, and chapter 2, subsystems and variant rules, those are up to you to use if you so desire. The NPC gallery is awesome. I really am going to take advantage of that and use it for my group. So definitely retailed for $49.99. I did not pay that much for it. I got it a lot cheaper on Amazon as a pre-order. Um, so very happy that I have it in my collection. I should be getting the Book of Faith or whatever it's called here. I have the PDF. I bought the physical book and the PDF off of Paizo. And so I should be getting that any day now. I should have had it a couple days ago, but there was a shipping goof up with Amazon. Of course, with the current world situation right now, everything's going crazy. I don't need to say it, but practice good hygiene. Wash your hands often. Try not to touch your face as much as you know. I have a beard, and one of my bad habits is I love to play with my beard. It's just a nervous habit that I have. But of course, that's an easy way to spread the virus. You touch your beard, you touch your eyes, you touch your mouth or whatever, or you walk through a cloud that somebody sneezed through. This is all stuff that we all know. So please pay attention. I do want to give a special message to the teenagers and young adults out there that think it is funny to sneeze on fruits and vegetables in the grocery store and post it on Facebook. Luckily, it hasn't been happening here in Duluth, but I guess down in Florida is, I think, where my wife said it was happening. I don't have a Facebook account. I abhor Facebook, but I hope you kids get what you deserve, and I hope your parents get sued and you get properly dealt with because it's not funny. It's actually asinine and stupid, and I may be a grumpy old man, but I was raised better than that, and I think you guys, you know better. If you're smart enough to post it to YouTube, you're smart enough to know that you shouldn't do that, and they're doing it just for the shock factor, and it's just downright stupid. But I do believe the local law enforcement said that they are going to track those children down, and then they are going to hold their parents accountable. So that is some good news, and they're thinking about even considering it an act of terrorism, which I think that's a little extreme, but I do think that those children need to be held accountable and perhaps maybe taken to a hospital, to an emergency ward where they have those COVID patients who are you know, in pain and suffering, and let them see what their little prank has wrought. But that's a rant, and I don't want to go down that road. We want to have a positive video, but I wanted to get that off my chest. If you're a parent with teenage children, they shouldn't be out roaming around by themselves. First of all, so if you do have teenage children, for God's sake, please keep an eye on them and keep them safe. They are their own worst enemy, and they do stupid stuff. We all know. We were all kids at one time ourselves, so definitely want to be aware of that. I'm gonna repost the stream because I think I might have had to restart it, so I'm gonna do that. I think it might still be the same link. I'm not even sure. But I want to just make sure it's out there and everybody can see it. So bear with me as I go to MeWe. I'm only on MeWe because the great thing about MeWe is you only see what you want to see. Uh, yeah, so hopefully this will work. Oops. So other than that, I hope everybody's doing good. Please post in the chats and let me know you're doing well. I'd like to know my meanies are hanging in there and being safe and sound and all that fun stuff. I'm a little tired. It's been a long, obviously. I've been working from home for the last 2 weeks. I have a 3-year-old. I'll leave you with that. You can infer your own from there. And my poor wife has been at home with him, and like the moment I walked in the door, she was like, "Savior, save me!" I feel bad for her because she was stuck at home with him all day long. So um, I feel bad, but I do know that she's a wonderful mom and she was taking good care of him. So I just reposted this to a couple of different sites. Let's see, just trying to see what else. Go on there, here, boom. Priestess Intermediary or Pig Games. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of their stuff. So definitely wanted to get those links out there. Just gonna post in chat here. Hope everyone is safe and sound. And I don't see, like I said, mostly videos for me just to do something. It's so easy to get into that rut where you come home from work and you just go to sleep. And I'm just really tired, fatigued. I've been fighting a cold for the last 2 weeks, and it's finally subsiding. I'm still a little stuffy, but no aches and pains, no fever, no low-grade fever, which is some of the symptoms of COVID. So I think I'm fine. And like I said, I feel okay. I'm just tired. It was a long day. It's kind of hard when you have to sit at work and you can't do anything. Because, my job is to help people, and everybody's working from home, so there's only so much I can do. So it is difficult, but I'm just trying to see some good things. I dropped my phone. Get that out of the way. You guys know I got a 2019 iPad. I'm loving it. I got Supergirl there, or Superwoman, whatever she is. I got a notification I'm live on YouTube. Shocker. Who'd have thunk it? But I just got one of the glass covers to put over it. I don't like it in the case, and I was talking to my friend Zen on. He's a fellow Fantasy Ground GM, and I was talking to him because I know he's a big iPad guy, and I was like, "Is it strange that I don't like the iPad in its case? I have a very nice case for it. I have a aftermarket pen. I didn't buy the Apple pen because I think $100 for a pencil is stupid. I understand it's a great device and everything. I just think $100 is way overpriced for what you're getting. I bought a $10, $15 aftermarket one, and it works great. I can color, I can write, I can take notes. It's great. And I'm very happy with it. My intention was with the case, though, is because the case will have it sit up so that I use Sirenscapes in my game. So this is great. I have an external speaker that I play music through for Sirenscape, and I have to dig out my old Diablo CD because back in the day, I bought Diablo, and it came with the music CD, and I still have that box set somewhere. I just have to find it. In fact, I know where it's at. It's in one of those boxes in the game room, so I just have to dig it out, and I'm going to record it. I'm going to rip the CD into iTunes on my Mac and then import it into here, and then I can import it into Sirenscape. So that is awesome because the Diablo music is perfect for D&D. If I've learned one thing from Critical Role, it is that the Diablo soundtrack is amazing for your D&D session. And my players seem to like the Sirenscape. I think total I've dumped about $40 in the Sirenscape over the last 2, maybe 3 months, and it's totally worth it to me. The ambiance that you can set with that is just cool. So if you have an iPad or an old Android tablet or even a laptop, you can run Sirenscape, and in a nice Bluetooth speaker. The one I got, the battery lasts in it for about 6 to 7 hours. We typically play for around 3 to 4, and I would say a good hour of that 3 to 4 hours is bullshitting or just talking in general. So it lasts for the entire game session. I just plug it into the charger the night before my game. I plug it in Thursday night, and then Friday when I come home from work, I unplug it, and then I'm ready to go. So totally recommend Sirenscape if you haven't used it and you're a GM looking to add a little something extra to your game. I highly recommend it. Still don't see anybody watching the stream. Well, it says one person, but I think that might be me in YouTube looking at myself. So I'm not sure. If you're watching the stream, pop in the chat there and say hi real quick. But yeah, that's what's been going on, guys. I hope everybody's dealing with this COVID stuff in a positive way, and making the best of your time. I got to play with my son last night and tonight, which typically I come home from work, I relax a little bit, I watch a little TV with the family, watch a movie or whatever, and then we go to bed. I mean, it's so last night was a kind of a treat, and so was tonight. In fact, the weather was so nice today that after I got home, my wife let me decompress for a little bit, and she took Norby out, and they blew bubbles, and so they had a blast. So because the weather was so nice, so all of a sudden I got all congested, man. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if it's just the weather cooling off because it's been so warm. Um, I've never had allergies, and I moved to Minnesota, and I think I have allergies now, and I think that's part of what this is allergies. My eyes are itching, and of course, with all this warm weather we've had the last couple of days, the trees are starting to bloom, and our snow is pretty much melted. There's not much left on the ground anymore, so the weather's starting to get really nice and sunny. So I'm very excited for that. Um, I hope you guys are getting some good quality gaming in. If you're in the chat, let me know what you've been playing. I'm going to play a one shot with Zen Ghost on Discord through Fantasy Ground Classic. We're going to play Esper Genesis. I may not like the company, but I'm a big fan of the rule set. And I guess the threats database is finally out in PDF. I don't know if it's physically out in book yet. I don't think it is. But super excited to see that. I'm probably going to pick that up. I might even pick that up tomorrow while I'm surfing the web while the kid's taking a nap. Um, but I'm a big fan of the Esper Genesis 5e set. If you want a good sci-fi setting that's very unique and very much its own setting, that's a cool setting to take a look at or if you've had interest. I know Starfinder's out there. I'm not a fan. I'm a fan of Pathfinder Second Edition, but Starfinder is just Pathfinder First Edition Pathfinder in space to me, and it doesn't spark me at all. Um, I think some of the races they have are cool and everything. I do like some of it, but as a whole, I'm pretty much disappointed. I won't buy anything. I think I bought the core book, the GM screen, and then when the first Alien anthology came out, I bought it. The Alien Anthology is really cool. I like how they did it. I like the layout of the book. I believe I did a review on it. I know I reviewed Starfinder. I like character creation, and that's as far as it goes. I don't like the mechanics. I don't like. I like some of the mechanics. I don't like all of them. I'm just not a fan. I think Esper Genesis nailed it. I had high hopes for Carbon 2185, and I got it physically in my hands after the Kickstarter. I backed it, at the basic level. I backed it for enough to get the core rulebook, and I was excited with the playtest that they sent out. And then when I got the physical book, it was just kind of lackluster, and it didn't spark that cyberpunk feel to me. And that could just be me. I'm sure there's people that love it. I mean, in fact, I know there are. I've seen that. I've popped into their Discord here and there to watch it and see, and everyone seems to be pretty positive. I was a little dismayed at the lack of art in the book. You got a setting that's rich and vibrant like cyberpunk, and you can go crazy with techno futuristic art and stuff and expressionism and everything, and they didn't do it. And the mechanics are meh. I mean, it just feels like fantasy with a cyberpunk skin on top, and it just doesn't do anything for me. That's not to say that it's a bad game. It's just I didn't particularly care for it. Am I glad it's in my collection? Yes, of course I am. It's a nice book. I love the cover. The source books look like they're going to be pretty good. I get those as in PDF. I didn't back them at the physical level because I wasn't sure I was going to like the game. So I'm glad I'm getting those as PDFs, and I'll be more than happy to look at them as they come in as PDFs. But I don't think I'll run out and buy the physical copies of the books. I may print them if I decide to use them or run a game, but I highly doubt it. Esper Genesis is my go-to for 5th edition sci-fi, or even you could do Cyberpunk with Esper Genesis with a little tweaking, but I wouldn't want to run it for that. I'd run Cyberpunk, 2077 or 2070 or whatever they're calling it, the new Cyberpunk when it comes out. I have the red box or the runner's box, whatever they're calling it, the preview of it because the actual game isn't out yet. So And I would just wait for that and run that when it comes out. If I wanted to run true Cyberpunk, Shadowrun's not my cup of tea. I love the setting. I just don't like the mechanics. I don't like chucking that many D6s in there. Their rules to me are cumbersome at best. So other than that, I don't know much of what's going on. I got, like I said, I got the Game Mastery book. I have the Soul Space Kickstarter, should be here hopefully any day now. I may even get it as early as tomorrow. That's going to give me a hard copy of the What's Old is New new book, which I wanted, even though I have a physical self-printed PDF that I spiral bound. I still want a full color copy of the book. I printed mine in black and white just to save on toner. But I want 2 copies of the book because I want to eventually run that for my players. Although now that I'm getting back into Esper Genesis, I'm very tempted to run Esper Genesis. They all like 5th edition. They're all diehard 5th edition fans, so I have no doubt that they would enjoy playing the game. And I think I just love running a game at the table. The virtual table is fine. It's just not the same. I would prefer to run in person. But right now I can't do that. I mean, I got a little guy to think of and a wife, and I don't want to take a chance of getting them sick. So I would rather play virtually. So next Friday we're going to play Pathfinder. I may stream it. Now that I know a little bit more about OBS, I think I would stream it, and I'm pretty excited about that. We'll see what happens as it gets closer, but I think I'm going to stream it. I think it'll be fun. And then, so I've got the Soul Space coming, which is a setting for What's Old is New sci-fi, their new setting. I backed that. It was a real quick Kickstarter, and it didn't cost much money at all. And I got the PDFs of the books already, which I've already gone through. I will say, Ian Publishing runs a very professional, slick Kickstarter. I'm very excited to get my physical products. Hopefully, I get them tomorrow in the mail. I'm very excited. I'll do a full review of it when I get it, and a flip through. Might even do an unboxing all in one, just to be crazy. But I'm very excited. That should come tomorrow. I did a review of the Bestiary cards for Pathfinder, so go back in the archive and check that out if you have questions. I'm pretty happy with it. I can't wait for Bestiary 2 to come out. I'm hoping that they'll do something with that. I can't think of anything else. I got the yeah. So I showed you the Game Mastery Guide. I'm very excited about that. I guess everybody's finding something to do tonight, so that's awesome. I've been live for almost 23 minutes, so nobody else is online, so I'm going to end it here and just post it. Sorry for the technical difficulties that might have twisted some people, but I'll try to do another one maybe later on in the weekend, maybe Sunday afternoon or something. It depends on what we got going on. We really can't go anywhere except to like grocery store and stuff like that. So I think I'm going to call it a night and go snuggle up in bed and watch a couple videos on my iPad and drift blissfully to sleep. I hope that everyone out there, all the meanies, are safe and sound. Please, please, please practice good hygiene and safety. Try to avoid crowds. Stay 6 feet away from each other. Do video conferencing or phones. Try not to gather in rooms. My buddy works for the post office and told me there's a ton of people in the post office, which to me is just downright stupid. In this time right now, I don't think there's anything critically that has to be mailed, and you can mail it from your house nowadays. So anyway, everybody stay safe, peace, love, and happiness. And remember, as always, Mr. Mean says, be nice. Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you.